Hi Aquarius, welcome to your October 2019 love reading. It's Rena here. I am using the Wild Unknown Tarot deck this month for the proceedings. Sorry about my creaky chair, it's kind of distracting, I know. Okay, this reading is intended for people who are single, as well as people who are in relationships that they're wondering whether or not to continue to pursue. Sorry about, I don't know, it seems like it's really creaking tonight, this chair. The heart of the matter is the Son of Pentacles, which connects with the Knight of, it is the Knight of Pentacles. This deck uses, family members, which is connected to the sign of Taurus. So if there's a Taurus person who that you are involved with in any fashion, could be bringing up that person. I'm just going to keep going because in and of itself, the only thing I can say about the qualities of the Knight of Pentacles is that the person is very steadfast in their approach to work. They're just like workhorses. They get up, go to work, rake in the dough, come home, rinse, repeat, do it again. I guess that's what repeat is, isn't it? And so whether this is somebody that you're with and maybe they're just kind of, they're not really exciting. They're like this rock that you can kind of hold onto in a storm. But other than that, you're like stuck with a rock, And if this person was literally a Taurus, it would be quite different from you. And the signs Taurus and Aquarius do square one another. But sometimes the squared signs can have things in common. Aquarius and Taurus are both fixed signs, but other than that, they're like radically different in their interests, approach to life. Obviously, I'm just talking about based on sun signs, and that's not nearly good enough to go on, but it's all I have right here. But this could be a facet of you. You may be single and like, oh, why can't I find somebody? But you're like working 10 hours a day. Well, what do you expect? So it might be that you need to change your personal habits to be able to bring love into your life. In the past position, we have the Six of Pentacles, more Pentacles. Material concerns. This card, though, connects with perhaps in some cases, the Six of Pentacles is a card of getting what you deserve or getting what you have put into something, equal exchange of energy. Sometimes it can be that one person is doing it, and bringing up the issue of balance or helping one person helping another person. So let's say you are married or in a long-term relationship and your partner's unemployed and you are bringing home the bacon, the bacon in my case, or you are somebody who is unemployed yourself and your partner is the sole breadwinner. What are the dynamics of that like? Is that person lording this over you, or are you lording it over them? Are you thinking less of them, and are you, is there something going on that has changed the balance of power in the relationship? That could be another factor. The higher message is the Seven of Swords. This is one of the, I love this depiction of the Seven of Swords. It's perfect. See that little foxy fox with one eye, just like kind of like hiding its face, except with its bushy tail. But it's got that one eye revealed. And this is kind of that sketchy behavior, the sneakiness. This is the spiritual message. It can be cheating. It could be like if you've noticed changes in your partner and they're not, you know, they're not employed, but they're coming home late. And, you know, what's really going on? Perhaps they are trying to feel good about themselves by cheating. You know, feel like they still got it, even though they're unemployed. And maybe even to punish you for having a job and for being the breadwinner. Who knows? I know that's kind of being out on a limb there. Let me see if I can think of anything else. Well, the other thing is, if you are somebody who works long hours, your partner may be looking elsewhere because you're not available. Maybe there's that kind of relationship that's more superficial, where you each help each other, but there's not really that sense of deep emotional investment. And it may not be because you don't care for one another, but simply the demands of the job. And if you're single, that Seven of Swords can be that really this is a time for you to be alone. Seven of Swords can be that solitude and kind of going it alone. And you may beg to differ and think that, no, I really do want to be in a relationship. But if you've come out of a recent relationship and it was not that pleasant or anything like that, you may just need that breather, and you're not giving it to yourself for whatever reason. Yeah, what crosses you is the Two of Cups. This is a card of commitment, so it can indicate like a broken commitment. And that might be what you've been recovering from, and that's why you're single. You know, like a broken engagement, or it could even be like a divorce, or wanting to get back with somebody from your past. And so everybody that you meet now doesn't measure up because you're not interested in them. You're interested in this other relationship. So all of these things can be swirling around. And, you know, people say, well, I'm single and I'm looking. But really, they're pining away for somebody that is maybe in another relationship right now. And feeling that the pain of that breakup. And that's what I was kind of alluding to when I said maybe you need to be alone, and perhaps you're pushing it with trying to date. Like you think maybe that dating will make you forget that relationship. Well, it looks like it hasn't done so. And, you know, somebody might say, well, what kind of a love reading is this? You're telling me not to be in a love situation? Maybe. You know, it's not always indicated that you should be in a relationship, is it? You know, should we always, is that a law that we have to be in a relationship? Think about that. What's coming in is the Magician. The Magician is a card of self-empowerment, resourcefulness, self-reliance. And I think of this card twofold. One, it is a card of being able to go it alone and fend for yourself. And, you know, I would say nurture and nourish yourself in terms of your life in general. Like, in other words, don't look to somebody else to complete you. You know that Jerry Maguire movie. One of those, I mean, they had all these corny sayings in that, but one of them was, "You complete me." Well, that means if you're not there, I'm not complete. I'm incomplete. That's bull hockey. No way. I don't believe that for one moment. Maybe it makes a good one-liner in a movie, but I don't believe it in real life. The magician has what he or she needs. Everything that you need is within you. You don't need another person to complete you, to validate you, to entertain you. Not that they can't do some of those things, but you don't need them to, and that's the distinction. The other thing about the Magician card is trying to manifest this person. And that means that you are conscious, you're intentional about who you meet. You don't just pick anyone. I think, one thing about Aquarius is that you're so open to different types of personalities, including very quirky personalities, that who knows, maybe you are a little bit too non-discriminatory. And discernment is important when you're meeting somebody and getting to know them and saying, nothing against that person, but I don't want to be with somebody who does X, Y, and Z. Yeah, I don't think that person is for me. And you're not making it personal, but you just know what it's good for you. And the outcome is the Eight of Cups. I have to count this because I've gotten that wrong before. This deck, it's not always that aware. Like, I do not understand what this is supposed to mean. It looks like a big thing of tar falling on top of the cups. The Rider-Waite version of the person walking away under a full moon makes more sense to me, because full moons are endings, and the person is walking away because they're not emotionally satisfied. So if you are in a relationship, you can see this and you're able to just leave it. If you're single, like I said, you may be needing alone time, and maybe you're going to go on a spiritual quest. Maybe that is all part of the plan, is that you're going to be doing something very magical for yourself, and it's part of your evolution in life. And obviously this is a general reading, but for those people that resonates, that's good, because maybe you needed some stranger to tell you that, so that you're not trying to force the universe's hand. Maybe you can get back together with somebody, but perhaps the timing isn't right at this moment, and you need to have more detachment. Something has made you very emotionally up in arms, and perhaps if another person has broken your relationship or left you, and maybe even gone with somebody else, you feel out of control, which is understandable. And sometimes a spiritual quest or some kind of like pilgrimage, whatever, can give you that perspective that you can see life better, from a higher, a deeper angle than what you have been, where you say, something, I know that, maybe it's a twin flame even, and you say to yourself, I know that we're meant to be together, but maybe now is not part of that timing, divine timing. So anyway, if any of you have any kind of possible interpretations, what you think this card means, please write it below, because I haven't the foggiest. I love this deck and the illustrations for the most part, but there are a few that leave me scratching my head. Okay. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.